Well, hello, good evening. Mm. I had to take a break. Let me see how many people get in here first. Yeah. We gonna get into it. I'm seeing some of y'all's comments already. Yes, I switched up the color. Blonde is too much work, you guys. It's too much. So I went for a brown. And I like it so much better. So let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and let me go ahead and play my intro and then I'll be back. Yes, I did it myself. Y'all know I be playing with my look a lot. That's how I express myself. When we live in a world nowadays where it's like, girl, they don't want you to express yourself. But let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into the intro and then I'll be back and we're going to get right into today's video. Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it. Cause I'm a boss. Oh, hell no. Okay, so I am back, you guys. I had to go run and get my phone. I am back. I was gonna dye my hair jet black too, but I decided summer's coming. Let's do a brown first. Hello. Let's see. Okay, so I wanted to talk about Nick Cannon doesn't want to be in a monogamous relationship, but will pull back from a woman who dates other men. And I wanted to talk about that because a lot of y'all are in situationships, sneaky link situations like this. Why y'all acting silent now? A lot of you guys are in sneaky links, friends with benefits relationships like this, where it feels like a relationship. You are in fact single, but it feels like a relationship, right? And you have these imaginary guidelines that some of these men want you to follow, but somehow they're exempt from. Somebody said, I've been single since you hit Earth. Well, when you do decide to date, some of these men, are going to try to play you. Thank you, Nicole. I really appreciate the super chat. They're going to try to play you and make it seem like, you're in some imaginary relationship with them, but you're in fact single. You're single as hell, by the way. You're not dating other people, right? And they have like this possessiveness over you, but they're free to do whatever they want to do. They're free to date, have sex with whoever they want to. And you're supposed to be loyal to him. Yes, a one-sided relationship. And we know there's one main particular group of men that love to do this. So let's talk about it. So let me go ahead and pull up this information. Oh, yes, I'm going to be talking about it today. If you are ever caught dead in a situation with a man where you feel like it's a one-sided relationship, he can come and go and do as he please. He can talk to whoever he wants to talk to, but then wants to try to manipulate you, play mind games with you, and make you feel like you're supposed to be loyal to him while he can come and do whatever. You need to leave that relationship ASAP, sis, because he's wasting your time. One thing that I have learned about men, they're selfish, self-centered. And it's by nature, because as women, naturally speaking, we're nurturers. So when you're a nurturer, you don't have room to be selfish. You're a nurturer. You're naturally giving. Men are the complete opposite. So sometimes their natural ways can be very selfish, self-centered, and one-sided. And that is what we're seeing here with Nick Cannon. So y'all know I wanted to talk about it because I said, I respect a man that's honest. I do. With integrity, though. With integrity. With integrity. There's only one man, and I think I did a video. I think his name is Jenna, the singer, where he was talking about a poly style relationship where a woman could date other men, and that he would have to be emotionally intelligent enough to handle that. He said that he was capable of that. That was the only man that I've ever seen speak about it being balanced in a way to where a woman isn't just a slave. Yes. He was the only man. I think I did a video on this years ago because people always ask me, well, how do you feel about it? When it's practiced that way, I have no issue with it. When it's balanced, when women benefit, I have no issue with it at all. And it's not traditional. Well, in westernized culture, it's not traditional. How many do you have? How many do you Hold on, let me see. What just happened? Yeah, he is very progressive. Thank you. He's the only man. I don't know what happened, you guys. I have no idea. He is the only man that I can honestly say that he doesn't look at women as like a slave, and he doesn't have misogyny. Well, I won't say he doesn't have misogyny, but I will say it's very mild if he does, because I've never seen a man come on camera and admit that ever, to where it would go both ways. Okay. Thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Okay. So let's start this interview here, because I don't know what just happened with that. Let me pull up the screen. We're going to watch the full interview because people are like, well, you didn't watch the full interview. Okay, well, we're going to watch the full interview and see what this man had to say. Because to me, I feel like he sounds ridiculous. But let's see. How many do you have? By the way, Nick Cannon went on this podcast, and it is, I believe it's called Love Languages Podcast. And her name, I think she's a therapist, and she has her own podcast. Let me make sure, though. Yeah, the podcast is called Love Language with Dr. Laura Berman. So let's see. Let's learn more about the male logic. Can I speak? How do you speed it up? Let me see. Here. 1.5. Let's see what 1.5 sound like.
Currently 7.
7.
Yeah, with some possibles.
Are you? That's too fast. That's too fast. That's too fast. Let's slow it down a little bit. 1.5. Let's see. Start over. How many do you have?
Currently 7.
7.
Yeah, with some possibles.
Are you kidding?
But that's again. We'll get to that later.
So 7 children, and how many mamas? 5. 6?
Let's go 5. Let's say 5.
I mean, do you know?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm sitting there counting, like it's 5.
I know you have co-parenting relationships with all of them, obviously, but how many do you have romantic relationships with?
Consistently? Well, that's what I'm saying. If we're gonna be honest, I mean, like obviously kids keep coming, so it's like it's all of it. I mean, obviously, Mariah and I co-parent very well, so she and I are just we're really great friends, and she's kind of taught me so much. So like that's family. Yeah, that's
different. And you were married to her also, and that's a different kind of.
It's a different.
But these other 5 or 6.
Now you got the 6. I like how you keep going up.
Well, I don't trust your 5. Yeah. So do you still do they all know that you're like? Is it like a sister wife? Not that
no, they don't. It's definitely not that. They don't want any parts of any polygamy.
But do they know that you're romantically or physically involved?
Yeah, I think they have
mamas?
to. I think the world knows. I think
not necessarily. You could be co-parenting with, like, what I assumed at first was that you were co-parenting.
Yeah.
Not only with Mariah, but with these other mothers, and maybe one of them, the most recent one, you were in a relationship with.
And I think that's what I struggle with, because even when I define relationship or love, and it's like, clearly, if I care for someone, if I have a child with someone, there has been intimacy,
yes.
And there probably will continue to be intimacy because there's true, authentic love there. And then we get into that question of like, well, how do you define love? Is it the choice? Is it the action? Is it the emotion? And in dealing when you create a family, it's all of those things.
Yeah.
So to have to say, okay, because this is what I have struggled with, the co-parenting idea. Like, okay, we're just gonna co-parent. And then you find yourself in these really, nice, warm family environments.
You want to really be in that family moment.
Yeah, and it's like you're proud of your children, and you want to do. And then you find yourself like, all right, well, what is this? What are we doing? How do we define this? I have to do this in multiple spaces. So, I mean, some of the women that I'm involved with deal with it better than others. I think they're all phenomenal. I think they're all confident and secure in themselves to even have to deal with a person like me.
There's a lot to deal with. Not you, but the situation.
In the public eye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what happens at Valentine's Day?
The worst day ever.
I just want to know, where were the people at that were saying that he was practicing African tradition? Where are y'all at? Because this is how you guys want African tradition style relationships to be represented. Because I wouldn't. Y'all really want to place that on that man like that? Don't disrespect your ancestors like that. Don't do that. Please don't. Your ancestors like that. Because first and foremost, he's not even doing it with Black women. Let's talk about that. Let's start there. And then secondly, let's talk about how it's not even done in a land that acknowledges it. To where women, because I did research, and you know what? Maybe I should pull up the video. Polygamy was created for women and children to be taken care of. That's what it was about. And the women were supposed to be provided for. They were supposed to be protected. That's what it was truly about. Like, it was supposed to be like a village. Every woman that was a part of this relationship knew about one another, and they would support one another and help one another. Like, it was like it was a village, it was a community, it was, everyone did their part. That is not what's taking place. And it's the fact that we have people that feel like that's what he's practicing. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful to your ancestors to even sit up there and be like, yeah, that's what they used to do. No, 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 they didn't. I'm about to show you. Let me pull up the video. Because I've been doing research on polygamy. I'm like, how did it all start? Let's pull it up so you guys can know what it is, instead of listening to men that want to manipulate you and to get in on board with their program, because it don't even make sense. It's all about sex, by the way. It's all about sex, but it was originally created to take care of women and children. If you did not know that. I'm trying to think, do I want to bring religion into it? I really don't. I really don't want to bring religion into it. See if I can find it, because there was this video that really broke it down in simpler terms. If I can't find it, I'll do a separate video. And you also got to watch who you're getting your information from, because some of it is just like, it's manipulative. I'm trying to see. Come on. Gosh, I just had it. Okay, I think I found it. Let me play it, because I want to show y'all.
Does Islamic law oppress women? Myth number 5.
Oh, snaps. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna use the definition from the Islamic religion, but it's the same. It's basically practiced the same, you guys. She said, I'm happy he's not doing it to Black women. Please leave all the Black men all the baby mamas or men in general like this away from us. We go through enough. Right. I agree. Thank you for the super chat. I agree. Like, I'm glad, but what I'm saying is, don't disrespect your ancestors and say that's what he's practicing, because that's not what he's practicing. Let's be real here. So let me pull up this video. I got to stop sharing my screen, because I want you guys to know what it is exactly and why it was created. Like I said, it was created to take care of women and children. It was not created just for men to have multiple wives for sex. Okay, just had to get that out. I had to get that off my chest, because every time I see someone trying to explain it to me, I'm like, well, how do women benefit? Because I don't care what God you believe in. I don't think God intended for women and children to suffer. I don't believe in that. But these men have manipulated what polygamy is and how it's practiced to feed their own flesh in a selfish way. So let's talk about it.
Does Islamic law oppress women? Myth number 5. Islam calls for Muslim men to oppress women with polygamy. The verse most cited to justify this myth is, again, taken out of both historical and literary context. They say it reads, "Marry women of your choice, 2 or 3 or 4. But there are a couple of problems with this reading. 1. Polygamy, or more accurately, polygyny, is a practice that was already prevalent in pre-Islamic Arabia. This verse was restricting and regulating that pre-Islamic practice from limitless wives to a max of 4. 2. This is only a tiny part of a single verse. Here's what's missing. The beginning. And if you fear that you will not deal justly with the orphans, then marry women of your choice. It was customary in pre-Islamic Arabia for male guardians to marry orphans in their custody with no regard for them. This verse put an end to the practice and ensured the protection of orphan girls at risk of abuse. And here's the end of the verse. But if you fear that you shall not be able to deal with them justly, then only one, or that which your right hands possess, that will be more suitable to prevent you from doing injustice. This verse commands men to deal with their wives justly. And then verse 129 in the same chapter reveals that men will never be able to be equal between wives, even if they strive to do so.
It said to treat women justly. Okay. Oh, we're going to get into it. Let's continue.
The objectives of this misconstrued verse are clear. 1. Ensure fairness and protection for women. And 2. Regulate the practice of polygyny by removing the potential avenues of abuse to ensure justice for women in the historical context they lived in. If that intent for fairness is not met, then Islamic law discourages or prohibits polygyny entirely. Still, images of angry, polygamous Middle Eastern men have long been a stereotyped trope used to demean Islam. But do they hold any truth? Let's look at some statistics. Polygamy is actually not exclusive to Islam or even a predominantly Muslim practice. One study found that only 5.7% of India's Muslims were polygamous compared to 15.25% of Adivasis. Hindus, Buddhists, and Jains also all had higher polygamy rates than Muslims. What do Uganda, Zambia, the Central African Republic, the Republic of Congo, Iran, and Jordan have in common? Polygamy is legal in these countries. But the predominantly Christian nations practice polygamy at significantly higher rates than the predominantly Muslim countries, like 31.9% of the Republic of Congo compared to 3.8% of Jordan and less than 1% of Iran. And although polygamy is not legal in the US, a 2014 study found that we have 9.8 million people in polyamorous relationships. In certain regions of sub-Saharan Africa, the predominance of polygyny has actually been linked to the historical transatlantic slave trade. Polygyny is a practice that predates Islam. It's not strongly associated with any religion, but it varies geographically and historically based on culture. So, Islam did not introduce polygyny, but it did restrict it with noble goals in order to ensure fair treatment of women.
Well, I like to bring facts to the table because, people be speaking out the side of their neck sometimes, and it just really be upsetting me. Let's continue though. Let's entertain, his ideology. Are women treated fairly? Let's see. Let's see it. Let's pull back up the interview.
Creative.
What do you do?
Can we? February only has 28 days. Can we turn it to 27? Can we just skip over February 14th?
So, and they all do, like, what do you do? Do you give them all the same thing?
I've done that and gotten raked over the coals for doing that. I mean, and not even purposely, because obviously I have a lot of people who work for me. I even though I make every decision, but I'm like, yo,
you're like, go get some flowers.
But if everyone gets the same flowers, balloons, teddy bears, and candy, and then you
gotta talk to your assistant.
Yeah, this horrible platform that was created years ago called Instagram, where everyone feels like they have to show,
and they follow each other and see what you gave them.
They ghost follow, create. Their friends tell them about what they saw on the other person's page.
But here's your problem, and I talk to women about this because I don't think women fully understand this, and you need to understand this too, that women are neurologically different than men in many ways.
Yes.
But sexually, when a woman has good sex, and I am guessing that you give these women good sex, and she has orgasms, when she has an orgasm, her brain gets washed with oxytocin, which is the chemical of attachment. So even if she knows that you have all these other partnerships and relationships, and even if intellectually she knows she should be cool and not expect anything from you, when she has good sex with you, she gets chemically
See, I've
bonded and
always heard
attached.
this rumor, but because it's like, like, oh, I'm dickmatized. Is what it's
Yes.
called.
That's it, dickmatized. It's oxytocin. That's what breastfeeding mothers release to bond them to the baby.
Right.
It's the bonding chemical. And what happens to guys too, but you have so much testosterone that it sort of counteracts it.
Right.
So you having sex with all these women keeps them really emotionally feeling abandoned by you, feeling longing for you, all of that.
So therefore, when we met, and what I was actually attempting to do under the guidance of another therapist before we got a chance to start building, is I was told to withhold.
Yes,
I
was celibate. When I met you, you were celibate.
Yes, and it was.
Are we still saying that this man is practicing African tradition? I just want to know if are we still on that? And listen, you guys, it is scientifically proven that you form an attachment with a man when you become sexually active with them. Now, some women can handle it better than others. I will say that, but it's hard, especially if you're introduced to good sex. If it's bad, there's no attachment. You didn't get your rocks off, sis. But if it's good, you could very well be attached. So that's something to think about. People get mad at me when I say, if you're having casual sex, keep it casual. Keep it casual. You shouldn't be having no squirting orgasm. I'm gonna tell you that right now, because as soon as you do, men become possessive. That's number one. And number two, as soon as you do, you become attached to them, because not every man out here can make you have a squirting orgasm. So when you do have that experience, you're kind of taking a gun and shooting yourself in the foot, if I'm being completely honest. So you have to be careful with that. If you are going to be sexually active, keep it casual. There should be certain boundaries there's certain things that a man can get with you that your husband would get. Like there's just some things that are just off limits. So that should be one of them. And he doesn't even believe in it because he doesn't have the experience. So because he can't have the experience, he doesn't believe that a woman is truly, in fact, dickmatized. So he doesn't believe in that.
I thought at first it was working, and I told the world that probably was a problem. I probably shouldn't have told her, because then I felt like it was like this challenge
Yeah,
where
we were all watching.
and then everybody was like, "I'm gonna make you break your celibacy."
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you want to do that? But so what ended up happening, it got to this space where it wasn't healthy, because then they started bringing up all of these things of like, well, why are you doing this? Are you and a lot of people in my life started making it like, well, is it me, or is it our connection? Or I'm like, no, I'm really doing this to be honest, keep the peace.
Yes.
Because then I can be like, I'm not having sex at all with anyone. And then,
can't you just have sex with someone who isn't one of your baby mamas, or pick
then
one?
then they want to become my baby mama too. That's the problem.
But can't you, what about birth control? Can't you just say no?
Okay, absolutely. And I will walk you through this process.
Yeah, walk me through.
So first of all, I'm not.
This is how irresistible Nick Cannon is.
No. When it comes to hygiene and all, I'm the biggest germ freak in the world.
Yes.
Like I will put on 2 condoms.
Right.
Like if I don't know you, and I feel like, okay, and really probably this is part of the problem, because I'm such a germaphobe, and I'll go to the extent of like, yo, let's go to the doctor together, and I get my blood taken, every 3 weeks because of my condition. And I'm like, run it up. Tell me,
run all the STD
I want to know all of the panels. I want to know what bacteria I'm studying. I need to know everything, because that's how much of a germ freak I am.
Yeah.
So I'm really.
So that's why you like your little cadre of women whose history you know.
I know.
And are they not doing?
You know what I find interesting about this entire situation? Thank you for the super chat. I'm gonna have to look into it. He claims to be like this hopeless romantic, and his idea of being a hopeless romantic is not including how his behavior affects the women that he's dealing with. Like, it's very selfish. And I said this on my Instagram today. I said, one thing that I have learned about men within the last 29 years of my life, They're selfish. They're very selfish. He has no problem with making single mothers. He thinks that there's nothing wrong with that. He doesn't understand how it has an emotional effect on a child and how some children will feel that neglect as they grow older and they become more aware of certain things. He also doesn't see an issue with how he has to do the same roles in different spaces with different women, and how over time that's going to be hard to manage and juggle as these kids tend to grow older and things like that. It's already challenging for two parents to have twins or triplets. I think he has what, ghetto triplets? And so it's already hard for two parents to take care of triplets under the same household. So imagine you having ghetto triplets in 3 different homes that you would have to manage and juggle and look after, not only financially, emotionally as well. But this is his version of being a hopeless romantic because this is his idea of love. That's what I got. What y'all get? That's what I got.
Doing it with anyone else?
From what they tell me.
Are they allowed to?
If I feel like if I'm not fulfilling you and there's a void in your life, please feel free to go.
That's a different answer than what I asked.
Because I don't have dominion or the authority to tell them what they're allowed.
But if
to
they
do.
were with someone else, it wouldn't mean necessarily you were.
Nick Cannon, you just did. You just did. You just told them that if they were to do what you were to do, that they need to go and be fulfilled and deal with somebody else. But he expects for them to stay, and he expects for them to deal with all of his many different relationships with different women. Did we just hear that correctly? Let's rewind it a little bit.
That's why you like your little cadre of women whose history you know.
I know.
And are they not doing it with anyone else?
From what they tell me.
Are they allowed to?
If I feel like if I'm not fulfilling you and there's a void in your life, please feel free to go.
That's a different answer than what I asked.
Because I don't have dominion or the authority to tell them what they're allowed.
But if they were with someone else, it wouldn't mean necessarily you weren't satisfying them physically. It could be
or emotionally. I didn't say physically.
Yeah.
Because it's not a physical thing.
Yeah.
If there's something in your life, if there's a void in your life that I'm not fulfilling, you should go find it.
Right.
Ladies, that is manipulation 101. And that is why I'm making this video today. That is manipulation 101. So let me break this down. Okay. So he can have sex with you whenever he wants. He can impregnate you, right? But as soon as you start to feel that neglect, he's going to manipulate you and guilt trip you and say, well, if I'm not satisfying you, go be with someone else. That is manipulation 101. Because he knows how emotionally attached women are. And so he's going to say that to you. He's going to say that to you knowing that you have this emotional attachment to him. So he feels boldly enough to say that to you because he's manipulating you. He knows that you have this source of attachment to him. So that's why he feels so bold to say it. This is why you should not attach yourself to something that's casual. If it's casual, keep it casual. You shouldn't be emotionally attached to a man that you're having casual sex with. And to be honest, I advise that you don't have casual sex with men because if you continue to open yourself up in that way, you're going to get attached. It is what it is over time. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I agree, Melody. Thank you. That's so true. So I just wanted to point this out. If a man ever tells you, wow, okay, this is the thing. You don't agree with his behavior. You don't agree with his treatment. He's out here running around, leading you on, breadcrumbing you, doing all of these things. And then he hits you with, well, if you don't like it, then leave. Knowing that you have an attachment with this man, knowing that he has said things in your ear like pillow talk. You know how they like to pillow talk, how they like to tell you, oh, I see marriage with you. They talk about how they want to have they have kid names picked out for y'all, and how, oh, I can't wait to have kids with you. I can't wait to see you, and how you would be such a great mother. And then they hit you with, well, if you don't like it, then leave. After they have developed this emotional attachment, and it's one-sided. It's one-sided. The reason why Nick Cannon goes around and he impregnates all these different women is because he's not emotionally attaching himself to these women. Once it gets serious, once it gets too real for him, he impregnates them, and typically that's when it happens. And then he goes on to the next. How many times have we seen this throughout the Black community? How many? You know, and this is why, like, when it comes to single mothers, you know, at the end of the day, I would prefer you to be married and all of that. But I also understand that some of these men out here trap you, lead you on, breadcrumb you, and switch up on you after that baby comes. I'm very aware of that. So how many times have we seen this within the Black community? How many times? It seems like he's leading these women on. It doesn't even seem like he's truly being upfront with them. It seems like he gets them emotionally attached, and then he hits them with, well, I'm not really trying to settle down. I'm not really trying to be in a committed relationship. But we'll talk about things like one day he wants to be with them, or we'll talk about things like he wants a family with them, but not the traditional route. But he leads them on to believe that that's something that they may have with him. That's what it sounds like. This is crazy.
Right. And is there any consequence for that if she does?
I think there's a natural, and I'm gonna get back to my process, but now we made a left.
I'm just so fascinated.
Yeah, I think there is definitely a natural, I won't even call it consequences, cause and effect. If I believe that you are solely for me, and there's certain energies that we'll share on that level, as soon as I know that there's someone else in play, and then whether that's financially, whether that even emotionally, I'm going to say, oh, let me pull back so you can have an opportunity to grow with that other person. And I've been deeply in love with people that actually occurred, and I stepped back and allowed that to happen, and now that person has flourished and is carrying on and has an amazing relationship. So I understand
but
that.
Are there financial consequences?
Of course, but hopefully I'm dealing with strong enough women and you know, well-minded in the sense to where they were never really in it just for financial reasons.
No, of course not. So, but if they've gotten used to a certain
but
lifestyle.
If I buy.
Did you catch that, y'all? Okay, listen, this is why when you are dealing with a man, shut up. Shut up. Because this is how you vet. You allow men to freely speak because they tell on themselves. You see how he said, yeah, there are financial consequences. But then he hit him with the but to try to cover up what he just said. Did you not hear what he just said? Let's rewind. Because this is what I want you guys to understand. These men will try to slick talk you, smooth talk you, and you gotta weed through the bullshit so you can get to the truth. Okay? So we're gonna weed through him trying to sound politically correct, like, oh, women have a choice and they can choose what they want. This is manipulation 101.
And whether that's financially, whether that even emotionally, I'm going to say, oh, let me pull back so you can have an opportunity to grow with that other person. And I've been deeply in love with people that actually occurred, and I stepped back and allowed that to happen, and now that person has flourished and is carrying on and has an amazing relationship. So I understand.
Nick, she left you. She left you because you were playing games. But let's continue.
Are there financial consequences?
Of course, but
are there financial consequences?
Amazing relationship. So I understand that.
Are there financial consequences?
Of course, but hopefully I'm dealing with strong enough women and course, but
Yeah.
hopefully I'm dealing with strong enough women and you know, amazing relationships.
Yeah.
So I understand
But
that.
are there financial
Of course, but
Yeah.
hopefully I'm dealing with strong enough women and
Did you catch that? Of course, but hopefully I'm dealing with strong enough women. You see how he always tries to go in for the kill and then try to cover it up with, well, but hopefully you're full of shit, Nick. You're full of shit. This is why you have to listen to what they are saying. And you can't do that if you're talking too much. Just sit back and listen. Trust me. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, they think they're smarter than you, right? And so they like to use these big words. They like to try to smooth things over, make it sound good, but it's just BS. So you have to catch it. Let's rewind this again. This is what vetting looks like. This is what it looks like.
amazing relationship.
Yeah.
So I understand
But
that.
are there financial
Of course, but
Yeah.
hopefully dealing with strong enough women and
I just had to point that out, y'all. I just had to point that out because I'm like, did anybody else catch that? But let's continue. Let's speed it up. Let's speed it back up.
and well-minded in the sense to where they were never really in it just for financial reasons.
No, of
anyway.
course not. But
So,
if they've gotten used to a certain
but if I buy a
lifestyle-
house
Yeah.
and you feel like you need to have another man in your life, that man, I got that house. That house needs to become you and that man's house,
Right.
no longer my house.
Right.
So whatever financially, however that has to happen, hopefully you've chosen a man that can now do the same things
Well,
or better
so
that
they're
I could
not
do for
going to
you.
do that. Like, let's.
Well, that's their fault.
But what about?
You guys, that's financial abuse. I don't care. No, this is what these women are involved in. I want you guys, and I have to point this out because it looks great on Instagram, right? Like it looks great on social media. It looks great how he attends these baby showers and da-da-da. But he's trapping them. That's exactly what he's doing, and he's punishing them, and he's creating like this cult or something. It's sick. And you want to tell me this is how the African traditional style relationships were? Why would you even say that? This is horrible. This is horrible. Now, it's so disturbing. The only thing that I will say is like, sis, look at his track record. You should know better by now. You should know better by now. I have to hold women accountable. I have to hold women accountable when I say that. If you ignore a man's record, his history, his past, you playing yourself. You are playing yourself. You are playing yourself. Multiple baby mamas is the biggest red flag that you could ever receive. And if you choose to ignore it, that's a choice that you're making. I don't care how much money he has, because it seems like he's financially abusing them, manipulating. Like, this is a mess. Thank you for the super chat. I'm gonna keep going, you guys. Thank you for your super chat. I'm gonna put it on the screen.
Out for your kids, like
Well, that's not.
When you like say to this mother, for instance, that we're talking, I don't know who we're, just hypothetical. I bought you this house for stability for our child or children. I'm not willing to commit to a monogamous relationship with you. I know that's what you want. I have put together what the child needs financially. You can have this house, go on, and we'll co-parent together. And
I've had some fine examples, and I'm gonna give you my ultimate goal is to be in scenarios with women, specifically the mothers of my children, where they are so financially stable that they don't need me,
Yeah.
and that they can make the decisions
Yeah.
that they want to make. I want to build a woman up in a space to where one, I don't want you with me just because of my money or what I
No,
can do with you
never.
anyway. Then you're not really with me.
Yeah.
This is a business arrangement.
Well, they're not really with you for your money. They're really into you, but you're not willing to commit to them. So it's not that they don't want to be.
So therefore, and that goes all the way back around to the process of what I believe I have to offer, whether it's
Yeah.
physically, spiritually. Like I know I can feed into you and you can feed into me, so it should be a fair exchange.
Yeah.
So it's to say all of that.
Nick, it's not a fair exchange. It's not a fair exchange. It's not. It sounds like slavery. All I hear is how Nick benefits. That's all I hear. I don't hear how the kids benefit. I don't hear how the women benefit. I don't hear it. Do y'all hear it? Because I don't. I mean, think about it. This is one man. He has what, 5 baby mamas? 5, 7 baby mamas? I don't know how many he got. And he's being nurtured by all of these women, spiritually, sexually, emotionally. And these women are being drained, dumped, and left. How is this benefiting women? And then if she decides to move on, that financial security that he was providing, not only her, but the children, are potentially taken from them?
That if it's not, again, if there's a void, if you are unhappy in any way, you can only define your own happiness. You can't be seeking it through
Right.
me. So and I have these conversations on many levels. So, but again, because I'm going back to this dickmatized thing, which
Yeah,
I was,
go to the
because
process.
that's probably the one thing
You're
that
dickmatizing them on this.
So if I'm having intercourse and it's
So basically he's saying that don't expect for me to commit to you. I'm not responsible for your happiness.
and it's compatible and the chemistry is great,
Yeah.
hopefully you're not desiring it from anyone else. And in that sense, because of the processes that we've taken, and once we start and it's clean, we both know we're healthy and clean, and we start with condoms, and this woman is like, oh my God, there's a connection there. Then you want to get even deeper with the connection. So then you're like, wow, we've been doing this protected thing and it's amazing for 3 to 6 months. And then life happens. You start.
You guys, this video isn't really about Nick. It's about the men that you encounter that have this mentality. And if you think it's just Nick, I'm gonna need you to wake up and smell reality. There's a lot of men today with this mentality. They don't want the responsibility of actually taking care of a woman emotionally, mentally. They don't want that responsibility. And that's why they go around impregnating women, creating single mother households when things get too real, when things get serious. And it's really around that postpartum time frame where they want to dip out. They don't want to deal with their emotions. That's what this is really about. He doesn't want to become emotionally attached to someone. It's called fear. I don't know if he suffers from some type of abandonment within his childhood, or he doesn't like to be, I don't want to say codependent. Maybe he has some type of codependency issue as a child. And so now he doesn't even want to be interdependent with someone. He just wants to be detached. That's what this is about. And you want me to believe that he is giving his children that emotional support and love? He can't even give it to these women.
Start spending the night over the person's house. That, before it was like, I come in, I have the condom, we know where it is, it's on the bedstand. But then now you're taking showers together. Now you're waking up. Now that the condom is way in the other room,
gets left behind.
For me specifically, or if someone is on, some kind of pill or whatever those processes are, those things, then it becomes, oh well, I'm on a pill, or I have an IUD or whatever, and then it's like, okay, then it's more casual. Then then it's a stronger connection, obviously, because now you trust each other differently than you did.
Well, why don't you ask them all to get on birth control? And so are you saying that some of the pregnancies, so were most of these pregnancies unplanned?
How to say that you're walking me into a dangerous territory, Doc.
Okay, you don't have to answer.
I'm never going to say that. This is what I say, because
not that they weren't the most wonderful
surprise. I'm going to take full responsibility. Any woman that I know that I have unprotected sex with, it was the potential to have a child. Yeah. So I feel like if I have unprotected,
I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm sick of this man keep saying, I'm going to take full responsibility. You're not taking it, Nick. You're not taking full responsibility. You're not. Because if you were, you would change your ways, and you're not doing that. That's the problem. I'm tired of him saying that. I take full responsibility. I take full accountability. The part of taking that is changing your ways. It's not just saying it though. I don't even think you believe what you're saying. Gosh. You guys, I want you to know exactly what it is. Because if you bump into a Nick Cannon out here, and there's plenty of them, okay? Oh, and listen, it ain't just black men either. It ain't. Nope. It not today. Not. There are so many men afraid of marriage today in general. So you got to be careful of this on both sides. Like, you got to know your worth. You got to be confident. You got to have a backbone. Can't allow a man to walk all over you just because I'm feminine. Okay, and what that mean? You need to know how to hold your own when it's time to hold your own. And when a man is trying to run game on you, it's time for you to hold your own and have a backbone. You're not a revolving door. You're not a doormat. So because of that, you need to be aware. And I'm bringing you this video for awareness.
The sex with anyone I know, because one, I value everything about me so much that I was like, if I've got to that point where I can say I can take off this condom, I'm saying then she could be the mother of my child.
Boy, and your boys can swim because you just like
they there
come
quickly.
Out there. Yeah.
So in that sense, I would say every woman that I have a child with, there's definitely been conversation about wow, how amazing this would be. And I feel like every woman that I have a child, amazing. And the thought process in going to like, man, she would be an amazing mom, or yo, she's desired children. Oh, I can't wait to see what type of mother she would be. So in saying that, I would say that they're all playing.
And what do you do at?
And I just want you guys to know this too. It is a red flag. It is a red flag for a man to constantly talk about or to praise you about how wonderful of a mother you will be, while not demonstrating that they want a future with you. And I'm talking about a future that you both agree on. And I'm not talking about just talking, right? Like they're actively working towards that future with you. It's a major red flag. And I feel like a lot of women get trapped like this. So if you the type of woman where you think you know it all, you think you've experienced enough life, right? And you judging the next woman because she's a single mother, and then what happens? Them tables turn. You think you in love. This man then got all up in your head, and all you see are stars, rainbows, and sunshine. But he playing you, right? And then somehow you get trapped. Because this is what happens. If a man keeps talking about how, oh my God, you will be a wonderful mother. You would be such an amazing mother, not wife. No, not wife, mother. They keep talking about kids and how beautiful your kids will be and nicknames. It sounds great, right? He's playing you. Them actions got to match them words. And to be honest, don't call me no mother before you call me a wife. That's how I see it. I don't see it no other way. Yes, he's trying. It's love bombing. It's a form of love bombing, you guys. He loves the thought of these women being mothers, but he doesn't like the fact that he doesn't see them worthy enough of being his wife or being in a marriage or having a future together with just the two of them. But he sees them as a mother, as a basically like a dumping ground, because he doesn't even want to stick around to actually see them mother the children. And that's what's crazy to me. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane. I'm like, you like the thought of them being a mother, but the reality is you don't even want to stick around long enough to see them mother your children on a daily basis.
Holidays, can they all come together?
First, this is the other crazy thing. And going back to Valentine's
I really
Day,
want to bring them all together.
No, but
please.
I hate holidays probably because of this process. But even growing up, I've never I come from a understanding and probably a little too what do they call it? Where this faux neo-intellectualism where I'm like, I hate anything that's established by the government.
Yeah,
I hate
it's a Hallmark holiday.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was going to use those terms. Pagan holidays, Hallmark holiday.
Yeah. You've used that?
And but that
He's a
was used
Libra?
on me as a
Yeah,
child.
yeah.
You know what I mean? From like
Did you not have Christmas and things like that?
did, but
Yeah.
it was told that like this isn't the real meaning of
Yeah,
Christ,
yeah,
and
yeah.
this
Well,
is
yeah.
Jesus was actually born in September. Like about like
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
things. So growing up, I would hear those things. So then I started to regurgitate them and then be like, I don't like holidays, and I love the fact that they bring families closer together.
Yes.
But now they become stressful for
Loaded.
me because in trying and attempting to bring
Why
my
can't they all come together?
I
Maybe
think all my
that's a s-
children can come
Oh, yeah.
together.
Have they not?
Yeah, my kids,
kids
and
come
that's no
together.
one has ever said that I can't be impressed.
But the
my children.
women won't
But-
come together?
Is this African polygamy? Is this the African tradition that you guys keep talking about? Oh, he not following the white man's monogamous style relationships. Da da da. Why can't the women come together then, Nick? Is it because they hold some type of resentment against you because you led them on emotionally? Listen, sometimes men don't always lead you on physically. Sometimes they lead you on emotionally. And that's what it sounds like he did. Stressful for him, he created the stress. That's what he did. He created the stress. This is not no African tradition. And the audacity for some of y'all to sit up there and disrespect your ancestors like that, that's crazy to me. This is just ghetto, ratchet. It's horrible. It's not it. It's not it. And my theory still stands. It still stands. Because this episode on this podcast was actually featured on his show of him talking like this. And I feel like he's bucking for the white man in order to get back in good graces with him after he said what he said about the white Jews. And I will stand on what I said. So this is modern day bucking. He's humiliating himself in order to get back in good graces. That's why he has his own show. And every episode, he's talking about his personal life and how ghetto and dysfunctional it is, so that we can have, or so that Black men can uphold this ghetto stereotype that all they do is go around impregnating women. And to be honest, I mean, a lot of them doing it. A lot of them doing it. There was this one man that said the Black man has 3 devils, and I'm gonna keep saying it, and I'm gonna say it until the day that I die. The first one, opportunities, money, and women. Every single time we have seen a Black man get compromised, it was either by money, opportunities, or women. And if you look down in history, that's what you will see. Martin Luther King, compromise, women, opportunities, because he was exposed to, certain social groups that a lot of Black people were not introduced to or weren't a part of. So he ended up getting compromised. The people that sold us into slavery, money. Y'all not ready. Y'all need to wake up. This is modern day bucking. I don't care what nobody say. You can get mad all day, but he's up here bucking for the white man to get back in good graces with him, because that's who signs his checks.
Yeah,
I mean, let's take Mariah out of the frame.
Yeah,
like
'cause she ain't fucking with nobody.
No, she's not
She
coming together
lives
with
in her
anybody.
castle.
Yeah, in her beautiful castle in the sky, and she's a queen.
Yes, exactly.
But the other ones, why can't we bring them all? I would be in such ecstasy
I've
sitting
tried
down
it.
with
I've,
all of them.
I've
And what
tried
happens?
it. Some are more reluctant than others. Some are, all of them beautiful spirits. Some are more headstrong than others and don't want to be, looked at, because it's all about perception and therefore ego. Because no one wants to look like, if you allow society to define it, then it makes some people think it's a weak thing. Some people think that it's almost a grotesque.
You have
thing.
masculine Libras and then you have feminine Libras. They are not the same. Okay, wait a minute now. What's going on? I need y'all to understand that masculine versus feminine as your astrology sign it's not going to be the same, because it's actually 2 different energies, but it's not the same. I don't blame Mariah. I be in my castle too. Okay, let me see if I can refresh, because what's going on? Is it like a retrograde? Like, what? Why is it doing this? Is it fixed?
are more headstrong than others and don't want to be, looked at, because it's all about perception and therefore ego, because no one wants to look like, if you allow society to define it, then it makes or more headstrong.
It's
than
jokes.
others and
Relax.
Don't, wanna be,
Don't take
looked at,
astrology
'cause
too
it's all about
seriously. It's okay.
perception and therefore ego, because no one wants to look like, if you allow society to define it, then it makes some people think it's a weak thing. Some people think that it's almost a grotesque thing.
What, their position in
Yeah,
your
so
your life?
they look
I
like they
see
don't
that.
others may. You know what I
Oh.
mean? If you start to pay attention to what's
No,
being,
but I'm just talking about like them with each other. Can't they come
but that's what I'm saying. They probably have
They
their
judge
guards
each-
up, and
yeah.
that's I kind of deal with this on a daily basis, because I challenge the ideas of like, why, like, if it takes, and that's what I did for a few months.
Yeah.
Take sex off
Yeah.
of the table. Why can't I have a companionship or a friendship
Yeah,
with this person
friendship.
and this person and this person, and we
Yes.
all coexist?
Yes.
Like, what is it about us not being able? Like,
It would be so much easier
I have
if you
friends
didn't have
from all the
sex
way
with
back.
them.
Yeah, and I can do that. I offer that up all the time. Like, all right, well, we just not gonna have sex.
No, if they're not going to say yes to that, you have to
And then it's
decide
like,
that.
if you're not having sex with me, then, and that's where it got to, is like, well, you're lying. You're not. You must be having. You're just not having sex
Yeah,
with me because you
yeah,
want to have sex.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and then
But
I
what?
get-
But like, because you have these romantic and emotional and physical connections with these women, you haven't shifted from being in an actual relationship, love, sexual relationship with them, to being in a co-parent friendship with them.
I've tried it. I've tried it with everyone.
But you can't just try it by saying, I'm not going to have sex anymore.
Why not?
You have to try it by saying, I want to change the nature of our relationship. And
But I mean, that comes with it, because it's like
permanently.
Dr. Laura Berman, let me answer that for him. He doesn't want to transition into a friendship, co-parenting style relationship, because he wants to sexually still have access to these women. No.
co-parenting great for a year,
Yeah.
and then one good
Well, you'll have a
one
bump
good
in the
night at
road.
Nobu, and the sake gets going.
And you can't help
I mean,
it.
I don't drink, but
Yeah.
I think, but it's just whatever, that chemistry, whatever allows those endorphins to start flowing, and you get on a
So
higher.
you can't resist either.
Absolutely, I'm
Yeah,
a lover.
you
I'm a hopeless romantic. You put me in the right environment with someone I have a child with, like, and I watch you be an amazing mother. Of course, I'm attracted to you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't help but not. And then if you're
Well, you don't
attracted
have
to
to
me,
act on the attraction if you
How do
know
you
it's going
not
to
act on it?
complicate things later.
everything, life's complicated.
Well, so then
It's
okay.
complicated already, and we're not having sex. Might as well enjoy ourselves. like,
I really want to get them all together, and
they admire you.
you would be in deep trouble.
No, because I'm
if
so open and honest.
If they all became friends,
No, I think that'd be amazing.
it would be amazing, but they would probably.
Listen, ladies, be careful of the man that talks about how he's so open and honest, but manipulative. You know what? Thank you for the super chat, because that is a great question. That is a great question. This is a mess.
Really
That would
connect on you a
challenge
little bit.
all of society's idealism.
That's my
and
fantasy, is that we get them to be all friends.
None of them have problems with each other.
Yeah.
They're such strong-willed women that they're not worried.
Wait, now what's going to happen now? Are you? Because when I was on the
You know what, Nick? One thing that I will say that I like about this is how you keep pushing how strong these women are, and how not one Black woman is a part of this circus. So hopefully you girls that are out here, y'all keep holding on with that strength that you got, because he keep talking about it. You so strong. You so strong. You are very strong. Because it could not be me. He keeps talking about how strong. He's so strong. That's why whenever I hear a Black man say that to me, I'm running in the opposite direction. Run, girl. It ain't a good thing, okay? Because he about to put you through some things to just test to see how strong you really are. And because he think you so strong, right? He gonna put you through a lot.
show, Marie Osmond was on there with you, and she was saying she was going to fix you. Like, you call yourself single.
I mean, what would you call me, Doc?
I would call you polyamorous, in a polyamorous relationship right now.
No, because in order to be polyamorous, everyone has to agree.
Well, they all are agreeing. They're just not agreeing to be with each other, but they're all agreeing to be with you, and they're all agreeing to know. They all know.
I'm in a relationship with all of these people. Because then, if that's the case, what defines the relationship? Sex.
Sex, yeah, sex.
So then, I'm in a relationship with everyone I have sex with.
Well, not if it's casual sex, but if you love them, you're romantically
So
involved and sexually involved.
Listen, doctor, listen. He's telling you what it is. He don't want to be with these women. He just want to impregnate them and toss them to the side. You heard what this man said. Now, I don't know why you keep asking him to repeat himself like he gonna switch it up. He don't want to be with them. He has made that very clear. He just wants to pretend to be in love, I guess. Get them emotionally attached, impregnate them, and dip on out. That's exactly what he want to do. He don't want to be with these women. Allow him to speak his truth, because that's what he wants.
And have sex.
If
That's
they're
a
emotionally
relationship.
and physically involved,
Okay.
ongoing. Now, if it's a friend you love and you have sex with them once, that's a friend relationship. But if you have someone who you are, friend with benefits. But if you feel that deep connection, you're co-parenting together and you're being sexual together, that is a
So
relationship.
then that shall be defined as polyamorous because it's multiple
people that you're in.
I come from the understanding to define me is to confine me.
What is not single to you? Married?
Married is not single. When you allow the government and paperwork to come.
Y'all, I can't stand this man. I can't. You know what's sad? I used to have so much respect for Nick Cannon when I was a kid. Nick at Night. I used to have so much respect for this man. I have lost all respect for him. I have lost all respect. Gone, girl. It's out of here. It's gone. What? And then he want to talk about the government. Let's see what else he has to say.
Come in and say, this is a bond, this is a covenant that is honored amongst multiple people throughout the land. You're not.
And other than that, you're single.
Or you can still make covenants without getting the government involved. You can make a covenant and just say, where two people say, we choose to be monogamous because we value this so much that we don't want anyone else to be a part of this or intrude.
Let me explain something to women today. I come here. Let's talk. Okay. The reason why these men keep manipulating you into getting on their program about how marriage is a piece of paper, right? But they want you to be a wife. They want you to cook. They want you to clean. They want you to bear their children. It's because they don't want to be held accountable. They don't want the responsibility that comes with a marriage certificate, but they want you to take on all the responsibility of a wife. But they don't want to take on all the responsibility of being a husband. It's crazy. You don't have to believe in marriage. So don't act married. Don't live married. Live single. Live like Oprah. Oprah seems to be doing just fine. She don't stay with that man. She ain't cooking for him on a daily basis. She ain't nurturing him on a daily basis. See, men, they like to play in your face, and that's what I have an issue with. They love to play in your face, and I keep telling you guys, stop allowing these men to play in your face, because they will. I mean, they're going to tap dance. They will tap dance in your face if you let them. It's because he don't want the responsibility of being a husband under the eye of the law, but he expects for you to be a wife and do wifely duties, bear his children, cook his dinner, nurture him, allow him to vent to you after he's had one shitty day at work. And what do you get? Nothing. You don't get anything. You don't get a pension plan. You can't even get on his healthcare insurance because you're not married to him. So you don't get anything. And you're putting all of this investment into him, and you're not getting anything in return. That's why I don't buy into that program. If I'm single, I'm living single. I will have my own separate home. I will not be bearing any children, and I won't be cooking for a man on a daily basis since we single. That's how I feel. I don't see it no other way. And if you living like you married, you're not reaping no benefits. You're not. This is slavery, you guys. This is slavery. I don't care what. This is just flat out slavery. And he financially weaponizes them. This is financial abuse. So it's too much. He's a reproductive abuser. Yes. I haven't seen that episode. I'm gonna have to check that out. But yes, that's exactly what he's doing. That's why I don't buy into the program. I don't. Listen, I'm all for women benefiting. If you truly are benefiting, I'm on board with it. It does not have to be traditional. But I'm not about to allow yourself to get played just because you have allowed a man to manipulate you into thinking marriage is just a piece of paper, but you're playing wife. That does not make any sense. He doesn't want the responsibility of being a husband to you, but he wants the perks and the benefits of you being a wife. Yes, the taking advantage. So I'm not buying into that. The only way I feel like a woman can truly benefit, if she really feels like marriage is just a piece of paper, you live single. You don't live with a man. You don't bear his children. You don't do any of that. You are either Oprah or Tracy Ellis Ross. That's it. If you truly are benefiting from marriage not being just a piece of paper. That's how I see it. I don't see another way.
This energy that we have, and I just don't feel like that's healthy. I don't feel like monogamy is healthy. I feel like that gets into the space of selfishness and ownership.
Well, it can, and it does, and it sure as hell doesn't come naturally.
So I feel like my ultimate goal, or not goal, I just feel like my trajectory in life is, I'm 41 now. As I continue, be the best father I can be, and as I get into an older age, that I'll probably just like whoever's willing to put up with me.
That'll be the one.
That'll be the person who sticks
whoever's
around.
still standing.
Because every relationship that I go into, and I usually have this conversation up front. It was like, you're gonna leave. You're gonna get tired of my shit, like eventually. And hopefully, by that time, we've had some great experiences, some great memories, and you're a better person than whoever comes after me.
So you expect everyone to just fail. Why do you expect that?
Because look at the scenario. Who wants to put up with me for a long period of time?
Well, these women.
Abandonment issues alert. Abandonment issues alert. Abandonment issues alert. Do you see how he shifted accountability though? Well, I don't plan on changing my ways, and also I don't expect for a woman to put up with me long, so I'm not going to fully invest myself. I told you. I said, listen, if y'all don't learn nothing from this channel, you allow these men to speak. You give them the floor to speak freely. I know I do, because I learned so much. Oh my gosh, I lost the super chat. Let me go back. I learned so much from men when I just allow them to freely speak. I don't get defensive. I don't get upset. I don't get loud. I don't get angry. I don't do nothing. I just let them speak because I'm just intrigued. Like, wonder what he's going to say. Wonder what's going to come out of his mouth. Wonder when he's going to take a left turn. And boy, do they take a left turn through conversation if you just allow them to. He said, I'm a gigolo always on the go because I love them. Thank you for the super chat. I know you did. Let's continue.
And clearly are. You digmatize them.
But
you mean once the digmatizing's over, they might
or like, but even to that point, because they get so frustrated and then they break out.
Aww.
And it's happened every time.
And do you tell them from the beginning that you're not going to be monogamous?
Yes.
Okay,
good. I think at this point, if
everybody
you know who
knows.
Nick Cannon is, you know he's probably you know a lot about me in that sense of like, yeah, I'm the guy.
At this point, you guys, you ever been in a relationship with a man that says one thing but manipulates you into believing something else? Have you ever been in a situation like that? And I feel like that's exactly what he does. He goes around saying, oh, I'm not this. And we women, we got to take accountability. We think we can change a man. So we feed into, okay, but he's saying this, but he treats me this way, or he does these things, right? That leads me into believing that maybe he will change. Maybe I could be that woman that will change him. And so we feed into it. We entertain it, right? And then we get burned. This is why you have to snap back into reality, because he may be saying this, he may be saying that, but at the end of the day, right? He's treating you the complete opposite. And so it feeds into that fantasy that you have up here that maybe it could be something more, but it's not, because he's not changing his ways. One thing that you can bank on is a man not changing his ways. One thing that you can bank on is that he will never change his ways. You cannot bank on a man changing his ways. You need to reverse that thought process up here. You need to reverse it. Because we used to bank on, oh, a man will change. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not. Bank on the fact that he's not changing, and you need to deal with the reality of that and move the hell on. That's what you need to do. And stop sticking around for these cycles that he wants to put you through in hopes, right, that he will one day change. He's not changing. So deal with the reality and get out of fantasy land. Come out of fantasy land. It don't even exist. The world that you have created up here is not the world that you actually live in. So you need to come down from that and actually deal with reality. And reality sometimes it sucks, but it's best that you deal with reality and create a better life for yourself on earth than to live up in fantasy land. And then on earth, you're just so unhappy and you feel abandoned and alone. It's just like you deserve better than that. So let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Hey, your mom warned you about, like, stay away from that.
You're
dude.
so sweet.
But that's like
I
I say this all the time. I am a better friend and companion than I am
a
boyfriend relationship.
Yeah.
Husband,
That makes sense. Well, I'm very grateful to be your friend and companion.
Exactly. See, you get to see this side of me. You're not worried where I am at 3 a.m. and what I'm doing.
Not worried. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I have to hold your feet to the fire about something.
Uh-oh.
I know I love when you do your little man panels. You know what I'm going to ask you about?
Which one? What did I say?
You said that you are anti-toy.
I am. No, I'm not anti-toy. I'm anti-toy in the room with me while I'm trying to please you.
The suffering these women are going through, it's sickening. So let me pull up the footage that he is referring to. Just give me a sec, because I want y'all to see it. The suffering. He's sick, y'all. Like I said, be careful what man you out here laying up with, because some of them really believe in modern day slavery. They really do. Can't use a toy. And I think he sees it as competition or something like that. It's like, come on, bro. Come on. Let me pull it up here. While you guys are waiting, can you please give the video a thumbs up? I would really appreciate that. Here it is. Hold on, let me make sure I can play this video and not get copyright, because I would be bad. Hold on, let me see. Let me go back.
Like checkers.
Let me see. Can I play this video? Let me see. Oh, I can. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, this live gonna be good tonight. You know, my issue isn't that, his reasoning behind the toy. It's the fact that his actions contradict what he's saying. So you can go out here and use all of these women like toys, but you're intimidated by a woman wanting to use a toy in the bedroom with you. But a woman is not supposed to be intimidated and seek the other women that you deal with on a sexual level as competition. Somehow they're supposed to be strong, right? Couldn't be me, y'all. Could not be me. I don't know how these women do it, but it could not be me. I'm not strong like that. I don't want to be either. This is crazy. This is ridiculous. Okay, let's get into it.
Like checkers, rocket robot. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with this. If a woman wants to bring a toy to the bed, I see that as competition. Just me personally, I feel like I'm a pleaser, and if I'm not the one pleasing, I don't need another object in the room because I'm trying to be as sensual and as connected as possible. That to me is a distraction.
Oh, that's honest. Man, that's good. And it versus the rap. Yeah, that's a good point of view right there. I like that. It versus the rap. I like that. That is. I didn't think that I would hear that from you, but that was good.
Yeah. And I'm open to all
that.
types of things, but if it's something that is gonna bring you pleasure beyond what I can.
Let me tell you something about Nick Cannon, okay? He's a manipulator. He make it sound like it's fair, but it's really not. Let's repeat this again. I told y'all, you gotta allow these men to speak. This is how you vet. People always ask me, Yanni, how do you vet? How do you vet? You listen. You listen.
I like that versus the rabbit. That is. I didn't think that I would hear that from you, but that was good.
Connected as possible. That to me is a distraction.
Oh, that's honest. Man, that's good.
And versus the rabbit. That's a good. Another object in the room because I'm trying to be as sensual and as connected as possible. That to me is a distraction.
Oh, that's honest. Man, that's good. And versus the rabbit. That's a good point of view right there. I like that.
This man is sick, y'all. This man is sick. You want to know why? He wants to be connected and sensual as possible. That's why these women are not like, they can't even bond with each other's kids and things like that. Is because this is what he does. And this is why you have to be careful. Some of these men weaponize sex. He wants to be all sensual and he wants to connect with you intimately and everything like that. How is that casual sex? Y'all, this is sick. And I hate how we're normalizing it as a society. Like, what? They said, I can't believe, because it sounds good, right? You like, oh, he wants to be connected. He wants to be sensual. But when you really look at his whole mentality, it's sick. It's manipulative as hell. It is sick, y'all. I'm just like, excuse me? Like, why do you need to be sensual and connected with them like that? And you don't want to, like, what? But and it's supposed to be casual. You don't want to be in a monogamous relationship, but you want these women to be emotionally attached to you. This is manipulative and it's controlling. He has control issues too. He has control issues. And the reason why I say he has control issues is because he wants them to be attached to him, but he doesn't want to be attached to them. And he seeks the toy as competition because if the toy is involved, they won't be fully attached to me. That's what this is really about. So he sees it as competition. Like, dang, if I'm in there with her with the toy, I can't get her attached to me if the toy is in the picture. That's what this is really about. That's And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. Sir, he just manipulated you. He tried to make it sound all good. It would sound good in a marriage with one woman that he's dedicated to, or even if he was in a polygamous relationship, right? And he had 3 women that all knew about each other. They had like some type of sisterhood bond or whatever like that. It would make sense then, but it's not when you going out and impregnating all of these women, talking about it's just casual sex, talking about, but I want to be able to do this. I still want to have access to you, but I'm going to financially abuse you if you decide to move on and deal with another man.
Versus the rabbit. That is, I didn't think that I would hear that from you, but that was good.
And I'm open to all types of things, but if it's something that is going to bring you pleasure beyond what I can do, again, maybe that's an insecurity or something, but I don't want no competition.
Well, why feel bad? You bought it, so it's just I paid for that, girl.
But
enjoy what we do.
It's a real issue and it comes up a lot in therapy, right? Yeah. And so, ladies, you got to be careful if you want to take instruction, not take offense. So you can't tell a man what he's not doing right in the bedroom and not hurt his feelings. So you got to do it the other way. You got to Jedi mind trick him, tell him what he's doing right, then tell him what this toy is going to help him do even more.
And then I hear that because my question is, and it feels like toys are a one-sided thing. Like the toys are kind of the business is to, please the woman.
Right.
Are there any toys out there that help men?
Yes.
I've never.
Yes.
Chad was like, yes. Talk to us, Chad. But I just didn't know that because usually if it is, it's something that vibrates. I don't like vibration. I mean, it's something that does something. Even handcuffs. Like I'm scared. I don't want to go to jail. I'm like.
Unfortunately, we won't see the end of patriarchy, and the reason is because if we see the end, the world will end. Just so you know, because the laws are created around patriarchy. He's very selfish. How the system that we live in each and every day, the institution that people don't want to normalize, right? Or don't want to realize that we live in an institution, we live under a system, we are governed every day. The only way that it will somehow end is if the world ends. So I just want you to understand that that is what you're aiming for, because it runs way deeper than just relationships. It does. It's how white supremacy is upheld in this country, and we're never going to see it end unless it's overthrown completely. The world ends, something major is going to have to happen. So be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for, because sometimes what we ask for ain't always what we really want.
Like checkers.
I don't know. You know what? I would love for a therapist. Well, she is a therapist, but I don't know. Maybe she was just being nice. Somebody commented under the video and said, I wish he would be interviewed by a therapist that held him accountable. And I'm like, me too. Because I'm like, this woman ain't really holding him accountable. Maybe she's just not trying to be disrespectful. I don't know.
Okay. So
Go
because
if you first of all, I love the send me a video with you and the toy. Okay, that's what I'm gonna need.
but when you're there,
But
you
when
don't
I'm
want her to
there, not because then what you're telling me is this toy can take you to a place that I can't, and it's all about quality time.
Yeah.
Because you can use that toy 23 hours of the day, but you choose to bring that toy in when I'm here.
You guys, don't allow these men to play in your face. Please. Please. Because it's just like, it's all about control. That's what it's about. It ain't about, oh, it's about quality time. I want to spend quality time with you. I'm here. Da, 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 da. It's about control. He wants these women to be attached to him while he's not attached to them. That's what this is about. It ain't about no toy. This is how he gets these women hooked. Like, we keep seeing, I don't understand why women keep dealing with him. They may even hook up with him casually just for sex. And then because he wants to be sensually connected and he wants to be so endearing and he wants to stare in their eyes and make them feel loved and they get wooed, right? Sexually. And then they get attached and then he impregnates them and then he dumps them and he leaves them. That's exactly what he does. So he talk a good game, but it's just BS, you guys.
But what if she's had, so like your average woman, none of your baby mamas are there yet, but they will be when they reach their mid to late 40s usually. Right. They have a harder time reaching, it has nothing to do with the fabulous penis or technique. They just have a much harder time getting aroused and reaching orgasm.
See,
and
I don't know that. This is news to
added
me.
Stimulation.
So okay, let me be that added stimulation. Let's figure it out. Let's challenge each other to where and again, I'm such a pleaser to my core. That sounds like a challenge to me. So if I'm knowing, and I've actually, because I actually do really enjoy seasoned women. I like older women and have been in scenarios to where I feel like older women are actually more comfortable and free with themselves and can be actually. So I've been in scenarios to where it's like, okay, let's go here, and everything from tantric sex to everything to being doing different things to allow you to reach a different type of orgasm. I'm not gonna get too deep into this, but it sounds like
he is weaponizing these women with sex. He is weaponizing these women with sex. I don't know what just happened. Okay, 2358. Let's do this. And this is why, as a woman, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. And this is why.
To where, and again, I'm such a pleaser to my core. That sounds like.
And this is why you have to be careful when you decide to go out here and have casual sex. Everyone wants to make it about, well, that's not a woman's place. Or a woman shouldn't be out here doing that. Da, da, da. And it's not about that. Or a woman should wait till marriage. It's not about that. It's about some of these men out here will weaponize you with their sex and then trap you and get you hooked because they have some type of abandonment issues or something that they don't want to deal with. So you have to protect yourself. And to the women, listen, I'm not going to tell you not to have casual sex because at the end of the day, you're going to do what you're going to do. I'm not your mama. But if you're going to do it, you need to go in it with the mindset that this is casual. But see, what happens is there's plenty of women that go into it like, I'm not expecting anything from this. It's just sex, da da da. But then you get wooed sexually, right? Because he's willing to please you. He said it. I'm a pleaser. I'm a pleaser. That's what I do. I'm a pleaser. I'm a pleaser. I'll do whatever I need to do. That's him weaponizing sex against you. So be careful who you out here spreading your legs to. Because it may just be casual on your end, but he's trying to get you hooked. He's trying to get you hooked while being detached. That's what this is about.
Like a challenge to me. So if I'm knowing, and I've actually, because I actually do really enjoy seasoned women. I like older women and have been in scenarios to where I feel like older women are actually more comfortable and free with themselves and can be actually. So I've been in scenarios to where it's like, okay, let's go here, and everything from tantric sex to everything to being doing different things to allow you to reach a different type of orgasm. I'm not gonna get too deep into this, but it sounds like what I've learned is that if something is vibrating, that's more of a clitoral stimulation. That it's almost like working out. Like it's gonna be repetitive and you're gonna drive you to such a place that my brain releases something. Where I don't like that type of sex. I'd rather take my time.
The slow burn.
Take my time. Let's connect. Let's figure out. And again, because I heard whether people believe in G-spots or internalizing things, but I feel like there's a true.
You guys, I cannot stress this enough. I cannot. This is why casual sex, there it comes. Let's slow down. Let's connect. Nick, it's casual sex. You don't slow down and connect. You don't do that. That's called manipulation. And he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. This is crazy to me. Let's slow down. Let's connect. Why are you doing that if it's casual sex? I know people who don't kiss when it's casual sex, but he wants to slow down. He wants to connect and he wants things to be all sensual and stuff like that. Then he wants to impregnate you and leave you. Crazy.
True internal connection. And that orgasm is so much better. Like just men, like I can sit here and masturbate and get to that point in the shower. By the time I'm out the shower,
you're done.
I'm releasing, I'm done. But that is not nowhere near the type of orgasm you have when you are actually making love to someone and you guys can feel each other and you guys like your chakras are
aligned.
You're to the moon. Like sex. That's amazing. Like that's a different feeling than me just rubbing one out. So I feel like that toy is the equivalent of to a woman just rubbing one out.
This is crazy.
That's great. Rub one out when you can, but when I'm here, I want to have that quantum connection. I want to be able to be like, so that's why
he is selfish.
Nah, I just don't want him in the room with me. That's my competition.
Yeah. Although I did this huge national study once on what the most sexually satisfied women have in common, and it's not orgasm, ironically. It is the emotional connection they feel with the person they're having sex with that most predicts. And they can't have emotional connection with a toy. So the toy can't compete with you there. And
good.
Yeah. So you won't be usurped by that. But I think you're one of the rare men that probably would be willing to spend a very long time helping to get her there.
I love that. Like, again, if I come and she doesn't, I feel like I failed. That's not good sex.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, this is.
Yeah. Well, that's why women fake, because he feels that way. And then she's like,
but then it's like, nah, before you get to faking, because we talk about that on the Man Panel too, let's figure out why you have to fake.
Yeah.
And let's introduce, then we can introduce whatever.
Ladies. Are you listening to this man? I hope y'all listen. Are y'all taking notes? I hope you got your notebooks out tonight. I really do, because this is a mess. This is a mess. Casual sex is not making love. Thank you. It's not. Like, this is so dysfunctional. This is so dysfunctional. I can't. It's too much. It's too much.
Whatever you need to introduce. And I've been in a scenario, I hate to say it sometimes, but like whether it's like, all right, well, we got to get the toy. You know what I mean? Like,
It's been 3 hours.
yeah,
Let's
like,
go
all
get
right,
it.
let's just.
But you got to give it the old college try first.
I have to. And to me, foreplay is the most exciting part.
Yeah.
And sometimes that even happens before we get to the bedroom. I want you to be, and that's how I feel like I want you to be so turned on even before we have sex that
them lining up
by the time we get there, it's like, oh, that was good.
So you are going to have them lining up on top of your baby mamas.
Like
how many more can you take?
Again, I got to slow down just because as much as a sexual being as I am, I got to be the best father I could be first and foremost.
Yeah, that's tricky to balance all of that.
The vasectomy thing is starting to sound more and more real.
Are you going to do it?
Answer me this. Have you ever? They say once a man turns 45, you probably should like they make you check the questionnaire like when you are having.
I just want y'all to know this man is sitting up here saying all of this, and he does not care how this affects the women in his life. I just want y'all to know that men, like I said, remember when I said earlier in this live, I said one thing that I have learned about men within the 29 years of my life is how selfish they can be and how they disregard how you feel, how they will deeply know that they're not aligned with you with what you want, right? But they'll continue on. They'll lead you on. They'll breadcrumb you. They'll make you believe in this falsehood that maybe things will be different or things can be different, right? And they do it for their own selfish reasons. Yes, he's definitely emotionally abusive. So, and it's crazy because, you know, he's a smooth talker, you guys. That's exactly what he is. It sounds good, right? And it sounds like he's being a good person. He keeps saying, I allow these women to choose. But you emotionally manipulate them and you sexually weaponize them. And then you say, but I allow these women to choose. It's disgusting. I want you guys to be careful when it comes to men like this, because men like this, they can really scar you. A scar that cannot be seen, a scar that cannot be touched. They can really scar you. This is why, you know, when you have casual sex, you have to be careful. You have to be careful because you don't know what you're opening yourself up to. It's not always some say they're spiritual demons. We can get into that. Some say, you know, a woman shouldn't have sex before marriage. We can get into that, right? But it's really not about that. It's about you really don't know who you're laying with. You don't. Because some of these men will manipulate you so well. Thank you, Chrissy, because she said this Nick Cannon would be considered a nice guy. Nick Cannon would be considered high value according to the Black community. So you have to be careful. Like it's not about casual, like me saying that, you know, you need to be careful with casual sex. It's not about religious reasons, spiritual reasons, or societal reasons. It's literally about how you just don't know what you really getting yourself into with some of these men. You don't know if they're going to weaponize you with the sex, with the casual sex that they have with you. And, you know, sex, it opens you up in ways that a conversation or a kiss just won't open you up the same. So you have to be careful, you guys. You have to be careful because you just don't know. It's not about nothing else but this. Is just this. You have to be careful.
Children, like, is the father
over 40?
45.
Oh, because
I've created this 45-year-old mark that I got to stop having.
That your boys may not be the best swimmers anymore.
Tip-top soldiers.
No, they aren't. They aren't. Women, you know, they used to think it was just women who are, you know, that their eggs got sort of sticky and oldish. But it's really men too. Over their 40s, you have a higher risk for
I don't feel like there's anything casual about sex either. I don't think there's anything casual about it. But we as a society have made casual sex a thing. But I don't think, because it opens you up to be vulnerably exposed, and for that reason alone, it can't be casual. It's impossible. But we have made society tells us that casual sex is a thing, casual hookups are a thing, and that it's casual. But I don't believe that it is. When a person sees you in ways that others do not, it's no longer casual. When you're truly being casual, people all see you the same way. But when you are having sex, certain people will see you in ways that others do not. That's why I don't see it as casual. But that's my opinion. That is my opinion. You do not have to agree. That is my opinion. But when something is casual, everybody will be, most likely everyone will see it. Everyone will take part in that, right? But when things are not casual, it's kind of more sacred, scarce. Not everyone will be able to see you in that light. So I don't feel like it's casual.
Applications and development.
So I feel like, so after 45.
So how old are you now?
I'm 41. I'll be 42 this year.
Boy, you can do a lot of damage in 3 years, man. We may end up with another 5 or 6 kids.
Well, hey, that's and that be don't.
But here's like, as you meet someone, you start dating them.
I don't want to meet anyone new.
Okay, we're done with. You're not meeting anyone new.
But it happens. I'm not looking. I don't know the last time I've been to a nightclub. I've never been on a dating app.
But when you like them, it keeps going. You use condoms. You dickmatize them. You're really liking them. You start fantasizing. Wow, you would be a really good mother. I really am attached to you. And then you get a little spontaneous, and then you have a baby.
I don't have the bandwidth for it anymore, though. Because I feel like I do owe all the women that are currently in my life. I owe them at least as much energy, time, and effort as I could possibly.
Yeah, and your kids.
More than any. I mean, that's where the guilt goes back to the guilt backpack. Like they're every time I close my eyes, I see my kids. So it's like
we got to get you spending time with all of them together, because then
and again, because I'm blessed enough to be in those positions to where I can rent out Disneyland.
Yeah.
I can rent out. you go over there to the Matterhorn. You go to Space Mountain. You guys don't even have to see each other.
And then they all play together.
Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely an unorthodox, non-traditional setup, but it's working.
Yeah. So what'd you say? Is to define you is to confine
you. To label me is to disable me. I can't. Don't put labels on me. So, but it's again, I'm enjoying life. I'm happy. Again, because I've been in those spaces where it's been so dark.
Yeah.
And I've been in the hospital bed looking up. I've been depressed and feeling stuck. So the fact that I can wake up each and every day and have great conversation, make people smile, and provide for others. It's a blessing.
It is a blessing. And
ladies, this is what a smooth talker looks like. Every time he hints at something that sounds negative that he has contributed to within his life, he tries to smooth it over somehow by saying something like, I've gone through so many things within my life, like with my health condition and things like that. He's a smooth talker. That is what smooth talkers do. They'll give you a little truth, and they know it sounds horrible, don't sound good. And then they try to smooth it over with maybe something that they went through, something that they overcame. They try to emotionally manipulate you by making you, it's almost like they want some type of sympathy with it or empathy behind what they're saying. Once they say right before they say something that's negative or something that slightly makes them look bad, then they'll try to smooth it over with something that makes you feel bad for them. Smooth talker, ladies and gentlemen, that is what that is. They want, some type of pity for them or something. It's disgusting. I want y'all to be hip to this. Yes, one truth, one half truth. Thank you. Yes. Be hip to it. And this is why when you vet, you listen. A man should know less about you and you should know way more about them. Why? Because this is how you protect yourself. It's not about you being manipulative and you want to use what they're telling you against them. It's about you learning more about them because men prey on women and you need to protect yourself. That's what this is about. Most cases, men want to learn more about you
so then they can be a safe, not a. They want to get you exposed in a way to where they can learn more about you and study you. But you need to learn more about them for protection. I'm never going to tell you to manipulate a man. I'm never going to outright manipulate a man or outright use a man in a way that lacks integrity or anything like that. But for protection as a woman, because men like to prey on women, you need to learn more about him than he knows about you. And if he's trying to get too personal, if he's trying to make you open up your lifelong book and he wants to know every little detail about you and it's too soon, it's probably because he's studying you to use you. So you have to be careful with that. And men love to study you. And this is why I say, when you get on social media, leave something to the imagination, not just your body, but also with the memes, the tweets, all of that. You have to leave something to the imagination, because these men will get on your social media and they will study you and they will use that against you, and they will become the very thing that you so happen to look for. So be careful.
And I know you have tremendous faith, and I've watched you pray before every show with the crew. You pray with the audience.
Yeah.
And you feel such gratitude for life and the platforms you've been given and the opportunities. And, in my mind, that heart and that intention is really the gift that you get to give your children.
And I hope they receive it. And like I said, if anything I could teach my children is to be respectful and to be loving and compassionate.
Are you going to teach them to dickmatize?
the boys.
Yeah.
And I'm going to teach my daughters how not to get dickmatized.
That'll be interesting.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Because we're going through this whole other concept. We won't talk about this now, Doc, but I had this stand-up joke where I always talk about, I hope all my daughters are lesbians.
So
then we have even more stuff in common.
Yeah. You'll teach them all your tricks.
Exactly. Jokes, people.
Yes,
jokes.
It's a joke. We have so much fun talking. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is all, every time I talk to you, it's so helpful. I mean, the fact that we can have discussions on multiple levels, because everything from grieving to, orgasms, like it's not often that you can have a connection with someone.
Grieving and orgasms.
I mean, but
That's
it's
true.
real. It's real. Like from that extent, and you have a wealth of knowledge and wisdom that I'm happy to be a recipient of, and to do it in front of the world. I'm open to it.
Well, I'm happy to have met you and get to benefit from being in the presence of your beautiful heart.
Oh, thank you. It's a love fest.
It's a love fest. So thank you so much for watching The Language of Love, and stay tuned, because in the next episode, we're going to have part 2 of my conversation with Nick, where we get into not only his history of lupus, but how he uses work and his fame to sometimes run away from his feelings, how he manages all of that, and his insights into his own mental health journey. So it'll stay interesting, and don't forget to leave your comments below and subscribe so you'll be notified as soon as that episode releases.
I don't even know if I want to react to part 2. What was that? He had to have picked that therapist. Listen, if you like your therapist, that's a red flag. You shouldn't like your therapist. I mean, you should, but not that much. Because your therapist is supposed to tell you about yourself. My therapist, she don't be telling me everything that I want to hear. She don't. She don't be telling me everything that I want to hear. So that's a mess. It seemed like he picked her because he likes her. Like they friends. Like, she not gonna hold me accountable. I know, like, some people, men, I think people outside of the Black community just look at this stuff and they're just like, wow. I just want people to know, like, people that are outside of the Black community, this is what we deal with. This is what our mothers are dealing with, or have dealt with, or our grandmothers have dealt with, our aunts have dealt with. Jesus. And then they will say things like, oh, we keep things in the home. That was manipulation. When they used to tell people, oh, we keep it in-house, we keep things in the house, we keep things in the home, white people don't need to know our business. That was manipulation. This is crazy. Some people say Black Americans, and some people say it's not just Black Americans. But I can only speak for Black Americans because I can't speak for other people that are outside of the US. That's crazy. Okay, so we're going to move on. So I wanted to do this update. So y'all remember the viral couple, well, not the viral couple, but the girl that went viral on TikTok because she was trying to find that man on the beach? Well, the married couple, or the wife, she recently did an interview with her husband. So let's watch this update because I have to do this. It's titled "How a Viral TikTok Video Almost Got a Husband Caught Up." You mean how he got himself caught up? I pay attention to the details, okay? I like to pay attention to the details. You gotta be street smart. You have to pay attention to the details because if you don't, it will get you caught up every freaking time. You have to pay attention to the smallest of the smallest details. You cannot look past the small details. Thank you for the super chat. Isn't a public health risk. He's a narcissist and many therapists are not trained in this personality disorder. So it's easy for him. Yeah. Because I mean, love language, she's a love therapist. He need to go to a trauma therapist or something. I don't know. But that ain't it. That ain't it. That is so true. But I'm just waiting on Kanye West to come out with some type of interview. Because that man is abusing Kim. I don't care what nobody's saying. That man is abusing her. He was going around prancing that woman around and then want to try to get his wife back. But listen, Kim ain't no better. I'm not about to make it seem like Kim is any better because Kim ain't no better. You know your husband has a mental health condition. Why poke the bear, sis? You can't stay out of the media until your divorce is final. I mean, something. The only time you need to be on social media is when you're working. I don't get it. She likes to poke the bear, though. I noticed that. Somebody said they're in it together. It's believable. I can't tell no more. But one thing that I will say is it's hard to tell because he be doing some crazy stuff, y'all. He do. Kim is not an angel. I just want y'all to know that. She's not an angel. I think they both narcissistic though. Because she loves attention, good or bad. She will eat it up. And I'm just like, girl, do you want us to feel sorry for you or not? So it's very strange. I think the whole situation is strange. I'm not going to speak out on it yet. I feel like it's still too soon to speak on it. Okay. But let's get into this video. She definitely, listen, the whole Kardashian clan met they match. Because, you know, the mama, wait a minute. I know y'all saw that. You know, the mama is getting cheated on, allegedly. Kris Jenner, yeah, she's getting cheated on. By Corey, I know y'all saw that. If not, we're going to get into it after this video.
He was very flirtatious, so let me see if I can maybe find him.
This woman wanted to find a mystery man she met on the beach. She found him all right, and his wife. He's now clearing things up with the Shade Room after it nearly ruined his marriage. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates.
Okay, no. Nearly ruined his marriage. The accountability needs to be on him. He almost ruined his marriage. Okay.
Last month, Misha Renee went on TikTok asking the world to help her find this mystery man she met in Miami in August. But things got messy when the world collectively found out who he really is. 8 million people watched Misha Renee's TikTok with the caption saying, quote, TikTok helped me find this man I met in Miami. He walked right in the ocean to introduce himself to me. I was lit when he gave me his number. I'm counting on y'all. Hopefully he ain't married.
The only reason why I did it is because I was on TikTok and I seen the popular trend that was help me find him. It was just simply just to reconnect. It wasn't anything more.
Oh, but he is married for 6 years, in fact, with 4 kids. I tracked him down. This mystery man is Aiden Giles from the Detroit area. He had no idea the video was posted at first. It was his wife, Cherie, who said somebody texted her about the video.
We just immediately started arguing because I immediately started cussing him out. Like, bro, you really got me messed up. And I kept asking, I said, did you sleep with her? He said, no.
So she messages Misha directly.
I said, did you sleep with him? She said, no, we literally only met at the beach and that was it. So I'm like, well, you looking for him this hard. Obviously, it was something to y'all. She's like, is that your man? I said, not no more. Not anymore.
I'm gonna say this respectfully. No way in hell I would ever sit down next to this man and conduct an interview over a subject like this. Ever. But you know, clout, it does a lot to people these days. I mean, think about it. The Tinder swindler guy is potentially being offered a dating show. Oh, I hate society now. I hate it here. Earth is so ghetto. Earth is ghetto, y'all. It is ghetto. Because I'm just like, I could never. A man embarrass me like that in front of the world, millions of people, making my marriage a joke. And you think I'm going to sit down and do an interview with him? I guess. Couldn't be me.
And then she was like, if you don't mind me asking, like, who are you? I said, that's my husband.
She says Misha apologized immediately in their messages saying, quote, sis, I'm sorry. I had no clue something would happen. I wish the best for you and your kids. I won't be reaching out to him.
I told her, I'm like, sis, you can have him. I'm good. It was disrespectful. Was it cheating? No, it was not cheating. No. But it was disrespectful because you're a married man. It's certain ways you move.
Okay, I need a raise of hands. Put the hand emoji up in the chat box. Do you feel like he cheated? Let's rewind it because I'm confused. Because I wish my man would be hung up on some woman like this on the beach. Let's play this again. Is this cheating? Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me. You know what? I don't really feel like I'm cut out for society and relationships. I don't feel like I am. Y'all. I don't think I am. I don't think I'm cut out for marriage. I don't think I'm cut out for relationships today because no. I don't think I am. I don't think I'm cut out for relationships. Marriage. I don't think I'm cut out for any of it. That's crazy. Okay, but let's continue. Let me go back to my timestamp. That's crazy.
In ways you don't.
I did not know he was married. Had I known he was married, none of this would even be a thing. It would just be like, okay, let's move on.
Because if the shoe is on the other foot,
I would be pissed. You'd be mad because Ada, you know, everybody is looking, and you know, not only you're a good-looking guy, you got the Miami.
Mad girl, he would have left you. He would have left you. And that was just a video. We don't know what he be doing when no one is looking. He felt like that man looked like he was a bachelor. He was single. He was on the beach living his best life and got caught. So who else was he on the beach with that day doing the same thing? And it's not cheating. But listen, that's her marriage. That's her marriage. In my marriage, that would be considered cheating. Because if it's not considered cheating, then I guess I can go out and do the same thing and you would stick beside me, right? You would stick beside me. You would stick beside me, right? Because it's not cheating then, right? That's crazy. If I can't go out and do the same thing that you're doing, why is that? Why is that? But you do it to me and I'm supposed to accept it. Couldn't be me.
Muscles and you hugging her tight, and so everybody is looking at that.
I know, and it sucked because I knew the video looked so bad, and I told her I wish I could put you in that moment because it was nothing like the video made it look.
From her point of view, she said that you asked her for her phone number and invited her after, and then she also said that she lost your number, and that's why she looked to TikTok to try to find it.
Yeah.
You guys, exchanging numbers is not cheating. Can someone clarify that? I need somebody to clarify that. Exchanging numbers, that's not cheating. I don't get it. Exchanging numbers is not cheating. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Honestly, no. She didn't have my number. She didn't even have my real name. I didn't even know they were recording either. So
she didn't have your real name because you lied. She didn't have your real name because you lied. You gave her a false name because you're married. Got it. Thanks.
Threw me way off.
All right, Cherie, you rolling your eyes. Cherie.
Because it's hard to say you don't know someone's recording you and you posing for a camera.
I posed for the picture. I didn't pose for the camera. The pic was an innocent pic. I feel like it was innocent. I understand what you're saying. I'm not even about to get back on that topic. So yeah, she kicked me over the head. I get it. It was disrespectful for my marriage and my wife. I get it. But in my head as a man, I'm kind of like, it was so little and innocent. Like, babe, it wasn't nothing like that.
Cherie says it took.
As a man, it was so innocent. It was so little. It was so innocent. Okay, well, let Cherie go out here and do it then. Let Cherie go out here and be caught up in a situation similar to the situation you were in, since it was so little, it was so innocent. Okay, well, let Cherie go out here and get her groove back then. This is making me upset. Like, what? Let Cherie go out here then and do her thing. Cause she still got it. She still got it. Cherie still got it. Cherie could get out here and she still got it with 4 kids. She could get out here, let her get out here and do the same thing and see if it's just so little, it's so innocent. That's crazy.
Took weeks to figure things out and truly understand what happened that day.
I know what type of man I married. I didn't marry a cheater. I would have never married him if he was a cheater. But after
sis, I don't think any woman that has ever been cheated on in a marriage, I don't think they signed up to marry a cheater either. I think they ended up showing their true colors. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. True. Thank you for the super chat. I don't think no woman that got married thought that they were going to get cheated on. I don't think no woman that got married thought that they were going to marry a cheater. I don't know a woman that, and listen, I don't know a woman that hasn't been cheated on, but I don't think any of them intentionally signed up to be cheated on. I don't think they did. And we about to get into it. Just give me a sec. We about to get into it. Just give me a sec.
Talking to my parents and praying with them and just trying like wrapping my mind around it. And I kept saying like, I don't want to make an emotional decision, or a permanent decision off temporary emotions.
Sheree.
And this is why I tell you guys, when it comes to taking advice from older women in your family that have been suppressed majority of their life, it's not a good idea to take advice from them. It's not a good advice. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. It's not. It's not. Because they're going to counsel you to work it out, stick it out, because that's what they were told to do. When it comes to cheating, that's serious. That is serious. Now, when it comes to other little things, that's a little different. But cheating, that's a serious offense. And so when you go to the older women in your family, they're going to tell you stick beside them, because that's what they did. And, you really need to look at them and see if they happy. Because a lot of them are not happy. They're not. And if they could do it again, like Gabrielle Union said, and who else said it? Lala Anthony, they wouldn't have took their man back. That's what they said. So just throwing that out there. The older women have been manipulated, and they have been, you can't really, some of them you can, some of them you can't. It just depends.
Realizing how a 9-second video on TikTok can change everything. She and Aiden will be starting counseling next week. Did you suggest the marriage counseling because of this situation, or would you have chosen to do this if this didn't happen?
This situation, it broke the trust I have for him. So I suggested it.
Aiden, what have you learned? What have you learned, sir?
Oh, the number one thing, if you are a married man, please keep women 6 feet away from you on any beach possible. Okay? I want other couples and married couples just to see how all this unfolds. Whatever y'all go through, if y'all strong enough, y'all can get through it. Like if you strong enough, put God first, you can get through it.
Aiden says he's never been
You mean what you putting her through? Y'all not going, like couples that go through things together, financial hardship, maybe they not seeing eye to eye. You decided to put your wife through this. She didn't ask to be put through it. I'm not cut out for marriage. I don't think I am, because I would lose it. I would lose it, y'all. I'd be flipping tables. It wouldn't be good. It would not be good, because you had me waste my time marrying you. I could have been living my best life single, no kids, no real responsibilities, and you wanted to waste my time, ask me to marry you, and this is what you do? I don't think so. I don't think I am, because I would be losing it. I'd be losing it.
a cheater. There's never been infidelity within his marriage. He does say that he is excited for counseling, and his wife Cherie says he really doesn't have a choice. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.
I love me some Justin Carter, though. I like how he be reporting on the news. Anyway, well, that's the end of that. That's the update. That is the update. I don't know. Someone said she's definitely a married single mother. And this is why, you guys, when it comes to these women that you see in relationships and marriage, don't automatically think that their life is magically amazing, because you never know what people are going to say. What happened to Derrick Jackson? What y'all talking about, Derrick Jackson? Yeah, I think he's definitely, either he has cheated and he hasn't gotten caught, or maybe they lied about that because they're trying to save face. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't believe that this is his only time he's been caught. He looked very comfortable. I thought there was some new information that came out about Derrick Jackson. Yeah, I don't. The reason why I really, you know, the situation, they're how they are deciding to move forward within their marriage. They're laughing, they're joking. It's not being taken serious. I don't see the marriage lasting just off of that alone. I'm sorry, I can't. But I will say this: the reason a lot of women they stay in marriages like that is because men will impregnate you back to back. I think they have 4 kids together, right? And this is why you have to be careful. If you see red flags in a relationship, in a marriage, right? And you see how they doing certain things and things like that, some men will intentionally trap you because they know it's harder for a woman to pick up and leave once kids are involved. So he has impregnated her back to back to back to back. And so now he feels like he can run around on her and she's going to stick beside him because of the kids. Be careful. Like if you see red flags and there are no kids involved, leave, because it's only going to get worse. And once they start dumping kids in you, they really feel like they can go around and do whatever because you allow certain things to happen before the kids got here. So it's just know it's only going to get worse. And that's why I'm saying protect your womb. The same thing with Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon did the same thing. Impregnated these women and now basically saying, well, you just gonna have to deal with me the way that I am. But I'm sure he wasn't being 100% honest with everything up front before he got them emotionally attached to him. So you just have to be careful with that. Like as a woman, you have to understand that some of these men, they see children as a trap for you because they know it's harder for a woman to get out here and date as a single mom. It's harder for a woman to give up on the idea that you guys could potentially be this family. It's harder for you to move on when you have multiple kids with a man. It's just harder on you. So you have to choose correctly the first time. You do. So, and once men start dumping kids into you, and I'm not saying that in a disrespectful manner. I'm just saying, like, just, you know, as an example, that is what they do. So you got to choose right the first time. I'm telling you, because they're going to feel like they have some type of possession over you. They feel like they can just run around on you and treat you any type of way and still have access to you. So you got to be careful with that. You know, I guess what he did, that's going to be subjective. You know, if you label it cheating, in my eyes, it's cheating. To you, it may not be. It's going to be subjective to what you allow, what you're willing to tolerate. I'm not willing to tolerate nothing like that because it's really simple. This is how I determine whether or not something is tolerable to me. Number one, if it affects me in a negative way. He embarrassed her, so it affected her in a negative way. It most likely took a hit of her self-esteem and her self-confidence. That's number one. Number two, can I go out and do it and it be received the same way? Hell no. A man would not even put up with that. So it's not tolerable to me. That is how I determine if it's tolerable. That is how I determine whether or not I'm going to tolerate something a man is doing. If I can't go out and do it, why should he be able to go out and do it? Why should I have to put up with that? Why should I have to tolerate that? That doesn't make sense. We respect each other, right? We're in a commitment. We're in a relationship. It's mutual. It's fair. It's balanced. It's whole. We respect each other. So if I can't go out and do it, why should he? Why should he be able to go out and do it? Why should I have to tolerate that? I don't believe in that. So yeah, in that order. On that note, I'm going to end the live, you guys. Oh my God, it's 2 hours. It's 2 hours long. Anyway, please give the video a thumbs up. I may have to chop this one up a little bit. Chop this one up to get people to click on this video because it's 2 hours. But make sure you guys give the video a really big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And on that note, I'm going to end the live. I do have another special video planned for you guys. There was a Black man that uploaded a video about how men are dying alone. I want to react. So stay tuned for that. Oh, you guys want me to talk about Kris Jenner? Okay, let me pull up the receipt. Give me a sec so y'all can see it. No, wait a minute. Hold on, because I got it all right. Hold on. Y'all wanted to see it. This is alleged, okay? Because I don't want nobody coming after me suing me. But allegedly. Let me pull it up so you can see it. Mm. I'm trying to find it. Oh my God, that is a mess. No, that's Cardi B. I hope it's not gone, you guys. It may be gone. What if it's gone? I'll be so mad. It may be gone. Hold on, let me see. No. Ooh, you guys, it's gone. It's gone. You know, Kris Jenner, she don't play about that. Let me double check real quick. Let me double check because you know, Kris Jenner, she don't play about that. You know how she likes to keep her stuff squeaky clean. And I saw that Fresh and Fit. I could react. If I can't find it, then I'm gonna pull up a different video because a lot of y'all keep tagging me in that Fresh and Fit situation. Yeah, you guys, it's gone. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kris Jenner got it removed. You know how she is. She don't play about that type of stuff. If you saw it, you saw it. If you saw it, you saw it. Maybe I could try to find to see if someone else has the receipt on that. But Gossip in the City, she's the one that posted the video. It was a video of him. And you can't deny a video. People can manipulate text messages and everything. It was a video. It sure was. Yes, ma'am. It surely was. It was a video. And I said, oh. Okay, so you guys keep tagging me in this Fresh and Fit situation. So let me go. No, he not finna try to play me. I honestly, you guys, I don't know why women keep going on this podcast. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's for clout. It's for clout. It's for clout. I forgot. It's for clout. But you gotta understand that all clout ain't good clout. All clout ain't good clout. This had to do with Tommy. I don't have no words, but let's just play the video. I really don't like the man, but okay. It doesn't surprise me that he was on this podcast at all, like by far. Tommy Sweater. Okay, let me stop. Okay.
No, he not finna try to play me.
Who's playing you, stupid?
No, bitch, you fucking stupid.
Nobody's playing your God.
Get off me. Get off. No, he not finna try to play me.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I can't deal with that type of low vibrational energy. I can't. I don't even want to react to it. That's enough. I saw enough. I don't need to see no more. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, you want to elaborate? I want to know if you guys would be interested if I hosted I don't know, like some type of where you can call in and give your most horrible dating experience so that we can learn from each other. I would love that. Or dating advice. I would love that. Cause you know, I don't know it all. I'll tell y'all that all the time. I don't got all the answers. So you guys let me know by the amount of thumbs up that I get on this video. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I would love to host that. I think that would be so educational. That would be so educational. I would love to do that. So y'all let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. And I will definitely get that together. I was trying to do an interview with this girl that went viral on Twitter, but she has not gotten back to me. It was the girl that went viral because this guy that she dated. Let me see if I could pull up her tweet. This guy that she dated basically love bombed her, and he didn't really reciprocate, and she was cheated on. So I'm still reaching out to her to see if I can get her to come onto the platform to share her story, her dating experience. But if not, I will definitely do the host. I will definitely do the host where you guys can call in. So on that note, I'm going to end the live, you guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. This video will remain up. The video of me reacting to the black man that was talking about how men are dying alone, that will be on my Patreon because I don't want the dusties in my comments. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I should leave it up because it's like they need the hard reality truth, but I just don't want them in my comments. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But make sure you guys have your post notifications on just in case if I do decide to put it on Patreon. Always know that you will be able to catch it for free. If you miss it, it will be on Patreon. So on that note, you guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.